there. Today's day 16 of my 30-day video challenge, and today I'm in a new location because I've moved temporarily somewhere again. So I wanted to talk about how when you really have a massive block in your life, how it can show up very palpably in your external reality. So when you have a major block inside, that there's like a trauma or there's something that's happening inside that's under the surface or subconsciously going on, it very vividly shows up in your external reality in a way that you almost just think it's normal. It's just you, right? So that thing for me, where that's coming from for me, is my living situation. So I only just recently realized that I have an issue with feeling secure and safe where I live. And just feeling like nowhere's safe or nowhere's secure, and I can't live anywhere, or nothing feels right. And that wasn't obviously that's not normal. As human beings, we need somewhere to ground at the end of the day. Our bodies need a place to feel like they can relax and let go at the end of the day, in a bed that we know, in a space that we know of, people that we know, just an environment that is home, right? And I didn't realize that I had that issue until I had this issue, but I thought it was just me exploring and trying things for a while. Then I went back to my parents' place during a transitionary time, or one of my parents' place. And then I moved out again, and the same thing happened all over again. And I was like, what is going on? This is not normal. I should be able to feel like somewhere is safe for me, somewhere feels right, but nothing did. So I had a pretty intense experience of moving out of one of my places where it was just it felt like everything else started getting stable in my life, but my living situation just kept messing up. And I was like, what is this? And then I recognized the anxiety that I was feeling was an anxiety attack that I had when I was very young, when my parents got divorced. And we moved from this beautiful house in the suburbs where I grew up. And it was so lovely. I had my own room. It was huge. I had all my toys. I organized it the way that I wanted to. And then my parents got divorced, which meant that we split houses. And basically my home just felt like it was ripped away from me. Even though I knew that our family was kind of being divided, you're still, as a child, you don't understand what's going on. So you just take it with the easiest understanding that comes to you. So for me, I guess I took it in a way that was I don't have anywhere safe to go, because the next house we moved into with my mom, I didn't feel safe. There was some weird energies there too. And then my dad was sort of we had him on weekends, so it didn't really feel like my home either. So I was in this weird middle place. And then that started, and that didn't manifest itself until I moved out of my parents' place when I was about 18, and then started trying to figure out my own life. And that's when it started showing up, because I was living with my parents and that was my safe space. So now I'm starting to see that was a major block for me. And I didn't realize inside what had happened. There was still this huge trauma that I hadn't worked through. And so when I started working through it, I started to feel more safe. I started to feel more safe in my body, and even my living situations started to look much nicer. Where I am right now is really, really nice. Really cozy, and yeah, it's really nice. So I started to see that when I started releasing that block, that my life actually started to just show up more easily, in more of a way that actually resonated with my core soul of who I was and of who I am. And so that's with every block. That's with every major trauma or anything that's happened in our past that has really kind of impacted us in a way. It shows up like that in your external reality, and only until you get sick of it and tired of it and annoyed, oh my God, this is so annoying, why does this keep happening? A lot of people, do they then look inside or don't even, and just complain about it. But if you're a truth seeker or a spiritual seeker, whatever you want to call yourself, someone who's doing the work or wanting to continually look inside to improve and be better as a person, then you will take that eventually, hopefully, as a sign of something to work through, something to heal, something to let go of, so you can embody yourself more and be who you are more in this life. And yeah, it's super powerful when you do, because like I've already done that with a few things, but this is one of the biggest ones that obviously is pertinent to my life right now as I'm building my own practice and I'm creating stability in my life monetarily and food-wise and everything. Just understanding why I don't have these tools in place or why these things keep happening for me. So that was a really big revelation for me, and that's sort of what is possible for any major block that you have or anything in your life. If you think right now, what is a major block in my life, or major thing that keeps happening in my life that's really irritating for me? Think about it, feel into it, and maybe write it down in the comments. Tell me, when I ask you, what is the major block that I'm having right now that's in my life and showing up constantly and I haven't figured out how to resolve it? Write it down below. I'd love to hear what it is, because it's always really interesting to dig deeper and see what's underneath there. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. So like this video if you enjoyed, and let me know if you have any major blocks you're working through, and if they're really major and you're just like, I'm so sick of this, I just don't want this anymore and I need some help, you can always message me. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.